So a lot of stuff been going on with me as I've been developing my theories about these particular mythologies that I wanted to talk to you about today, right? And the things that have been happening really just make me want to release this information even more, especially for the fact that there were several different live action attempts to scare me off of this path and out of my energy about this, which is, I feel very strong about it. I feel very strong about several things that I found out about history and about mythology, but I'm a Taurus, so that just happens to happen. That comes with the territory. I always feel strongly, right? And get very passionate, especially about things that I believe, especially when people want to try and act like what I'm saying doesn't make sense, or because it does, or trying to dismiss what I say. The first thing that I want to talk about is the story of Inanna, as well as the poems dedicated to Inanna through who was supposed to be her priestess of Inanna named Enheduanna. So, this goes along with my theories too about why and how certain religions don't really mention their name of the gods. And some people are really confused. They're super confused because they'll be trying to protect Judaism, and nobody's talking about Judaism. They'll be trying to protect Islam, and nobody's talking about Islam. They'll be trying to protect Christianity. It's I'm not talking about Christianity this time. Go sit the fuck down, y'all guys. You gotta really fucking sit the fuck down, especially if your major motherfucking focus is trying to prevent me from speaking about this at all, right? Why? Especially if it's either a lie or far-fetched truth. You just let me look stupid. What you jump on me for? What you pull me out to a different space for? Why did you try to program me? Because doing these things, if I say that to you, I sound crazy as fuck. Right? Which correlates with my theories about what the fuck happened and what this actually represents. This Inanna. Okay, you see this picture? This picture, first of all, this captivates me. It's so beautiful. But look at her face. Look at the features on her face. Look at her hair all twisted up like that. Okay? That reminds me of something. It reminds me of something. What does it remind you of? Now, some people, they'll be like, it doesn't matter what the features look like. You can't tell anything by that. And the people who were there, they were white in the Middle East. They were white right there, just off the regions of Africa. They were only white. And they'll say, it doesn't matter, because the most important part of that history, even though we know that Egypt was in Africa, is the fucking Greeks that came after and ruined and ended the whole entire dynasty. The whole entire legacy of Egyptian kingdoms. They ruined and ended it. But then you'll still have these white people saying, their time was the only time that was relevant. And shit like that. Or you'll have black people saying, you just want to otherize yourself. Girl, you know you only, and black people only ever came from Africa. Maybe sometimes we just got to say it like that in an ignorant and kind of insane way for us to fucking sit down with it. Do you really think that brown, black-skinned people only ever came from Africa or through Africa? As you travel to China, You, as you travel to Brazil, you, as you travel through the United States, you think that black people were only ever in Africa? How interesting. How interesting. Really. You know what I mean? But anyway, my theory about Ainana, right, is that the whole time, well, first of all, them poems was a setup, especially for the society that that poem was written for. It was probably written as a way for maybe a hierarchy or somebody within the hierarchy, like a king or something, or a queen, to be able to use to worship that entity. In my theory, in my understanding, it was probably written like that for someone of a noble character to use. Or their people. And it fucked them up. Because Ainana heard that shit and she was like, who the fuck you talking to? And fucked them up. Because there's so many disses in those poems, and it might just me and my motherfucking, it might just be me and my motherfucking black ass thoughts, and my motherfucking black ass skin, and my motherfucking black ass reality that I've been experiencing that make it sound like a diss. Maybe I'm just negative. I don't know. It should have hit me at such a weird angle. But anyway, maybe it's just me. You know, maybe I just made that shit up. That shit looked like it was a patch, but it's just whatever. Anyway. So yeah. There is, and here's one of the reasons why. And I'm gonna make a whole longer video. And here's one of the reasons why I think that those poems were a diss. And equivalently, the story was a diss, right? Was because there's one particular verse that makes me be like, how is people like looking at this like it's not a diss against Ainana? First of all, it talks incessantly about how Ainana is kind of irrational, right, at war. And she's really just kind of a bitch, right? If you were going to just go for the word is bitch, right? And also an asshole. She's a bitch and an asshole, right? Because, like, she's gonna go all out on war. She's gonna fuck some shit up, right? So my thing is, why would somebody who adores her and or admires her, why would somebody be in that position and looking at her from that angle be incessantly focused on that? I know what you're gonna say, so that they can summon her wartime characteristics, but that's not what they were doing. Like, literally, there were verses addressed to Ainana that spoke of your grand entrance, her grand entrance being demised and fucked. Right? So, my thing is, right, there's quite a few of you who are trying to fight me and fight other black people because you're losing pieces of your identity and your cultural identity to people. Yet you're helping these same people who have for quite some time. How long has this been since that? Long fucking time, yo. Y'all helping these motherfuckers to keep power, all the while being afraid that you're losing pieces of your cultural identity to people who didn't have none, who had to go and find their own cultural identity and build that shit up themselves, and they didn't have the privacy of division. This is a new world. We're not divided. You can see what I'm doing and you can understand what I'm saying. So yeah, we're going to have to take some of those things that y'all came with. Thank you. By the way, we appreciate that. And some of y'all don't mind cheering. But others of y'all going to end up writing real soon. Maria, come and take your place on the Oshun bench. Come take something from Oshun. Even though y'all developed that too. Isn't it interesting whose hands are on these particular things? This gets like interrupted right around there as soon as it goes in there because it sounds like an accusation. And some of y'all are whack enough to try and repeat it. And others of y'all would get so offended that you'd want to fucking fight somebody instead of like looking at yourselves. Look at the way you react. Let's not even mention or throw in and tie into the conjoining spirit of Oya, who is also a goddess of storms. You know what I mean? Let's not even talk about them as though we have any links to them. Because it's almost like, that's very fucking interesting. It is. It's almost like in Harry Potter, what are those people called? Gosh, and they're everywhere. Goblin. It's like goblin gold. It's like goblin gold. For real. Even though, like, this is my spirit that I'm putting into it, you think that it still belongs to you. It's very interesting. Because that's not even an angle that I wanted to go through. Like, sometimes I just be like, I'll say stuff to get that would get people mad. That's not my intention. And I'm definitely not trying to, what is it? I met someone like out in Admira, right? And gaslight, it's not gaslight. It's backpedal. That's what it is. I was about to tell you a whole story about Sherm characterness of people. People are fucking Shermly charactered out here. And that's what I'm talking about. Because white people don't have this issue, right? Especially in their little European things. But they don't really have official religions either. So that's another thing. They just... Oh, I'm not going to say that out loud. But I think I understand why they don't have like a structuralized religion. And also why white supremacy exists in such a way. Because I'm definitely not backtracking. I am saying this, but I don't want to hurt people. And that's why I keep on trying to, like, that's why I tend to over-explain myself. Because I do understand that spirituality, whether you're black or you're white or you're Spanish or whatever, Asian, whatever, you more than likely using this. Some of them are using it just because it's a tradition in their family. But other people are using this and they're finding it, especially if they didn't have it before, so that they can help fix themselves and help have something more stable as far as their energetic perception or whatever, right? They can help themselves with it. So I do hesitate to bring my theories to the internet. I hesitate to get a big, crowd of people focusing on this. But I think that it should be said, especially in my theory, if my theory is right. Like, let's focus on this deity, Oya. Excuse me, I just sprayed some spray so I could clean the tub because I'm going to take a shower. So, coughing a little bit. But anyway, Oya, her name means she tore. And Oya is a goddess within one of the many of the African traditional spirituality systems, right? Definitely said that wrong. Whatever. Anyway, she's like considered a piece of your soul, which I find interesting. I find it so interesting that they tried to de-elevate her from the level and the title of a goddess, right? But then they put you in her soul. They put her in the soul, which is awesome. That's great. That's good for you. Give her eyes. Give her eyes and give her ears, love. Go ahead. Keep on doing it. Keep on spinning that shit and acting like these beings are not gods. Go ahead. Keep on doing that shit. Let them find their ways home. I love that for you, love. I absolutely fucking adore that for you, right? Because here's my theory about Shitor, right? And here's my theory about many of the African gods that are in mythology today, or African gods, black gods really, that are in mythology today and yesterday, but people didn't know that they were black. Like, they're just like almost like Santa Muerte. She ain't got no skin. They don't got no skin. They don't know they don't know nothing about the white or black unless they come from a European space. Then they were white. Of course they were white. Of course Ainana is white, even though she comes from the Middle East. Interestingly enough, you don't hear the Middle Easterns saying, no, they were Middle Eastern. You hear the white women saying, no, they weren't black though. Isn't that interesting? You definitely you don't hear the Middle Easterns saying, nah, she belonged to us. She's not white. She's not, that's not a Middle Eastern accent, whatever. You know what I mean? Somebody just called me racist because I did a fucking imitation of a motherfucking accent. That's interesting as fuck. It's not like a black accent. It's like literally language, whatever. Anyway. Whatever. Because this is what I mean. This is what I mean. As a black person, it's like, what the fuck? And then you almost have to either ignore it or go crazy. Right? You have to ignore it or go crazy. Because you have these people who are mimicking what you do and then acting like it's the same fucking thing when it's like, no, the fuck it's not. That's not the same thing that I just did. And we're not going to get the same results. I didn't do something like that to you, which is why I rest in this theory that Ainana is the actual, or she was meant to be, the deity representing the spirit of the black woman, right? Which black women just became in this time, especially African American women, supposed black African American women, they just became. So it's very interesting. It's very, very, very interesting. I get excited when I talk about it because it's like the most fictional, non-fictional shit I ever laid my eyes on in my life. Like, it's so fucking interesting for real. And the fact that I probably haven't even finished one sentence. Oh, if I get locked up, then I probably won't finish a sentence. Oh, right? Because I feel like I definitely have done this before. And I keep on trying to do it. And every time I try to do it, I feel a little water around me going up and up. Like somebody's like, like a little puppet strings and shit. Distracting me though. Like, I'm going to let myself just record this shit one day and just let you see all the shit that happens, including my mother coming in and acting like the ultimate distraction, right? I'm going to show you this shit because, you either ignore it or you lose your fucking mind or you are ignorant to it and get fucked up. Those are really only your only options. Ignore it. But there's some people who have been blessed, right? They've been really for real blessed. It's not like a church blessing where you got to keep on going back to church and begging somebody to fucking, keep you leveled up. It's like they were blessed to have the shit to be able to do it at their own homes. They were blessed to know to do the shit at their own homes before they exited high school. You know what I mean? Before they became full-fledged adults. And that shit just fucking hit. I know some of y'all bitches is like, what the fuck happened to me after high school? This is what happened to you, bitch. It's exciting to know, but also, what the fuck? Bitch, are you fucking serious? Honestly, I'm gonna finish a whole sentence and I'm gonna have you understand what I mean. Some of y'all. Not Willio. I don't want Willio to understand what the fuck I mean when I'm talking about. Some of y'all bitches is watching, and I think it's so fucking funny. Because y'all the same bitches who will be like, no, black people got to stay out of other people's cultures. But I'm not making this video for you. But you don't listen to the whole 20-something minutes. The whole 20-something minutes. So you could tell that something already happened. You could already tell. That somebody probably already heard me talking. And, bitch, I was a Christian. I was a motherfucking Christian without the saints, is what the fuck I was. Feel me? Yo, and Jesus is for everybody. Jesus fuck with everybody. He even fuck with the motherfucking bums on the street that like to fucking steal shit. You know what I mean? Jesus fuck with everybody. But then gonna tell you about discernment. It's fucking funny as fuck. Ain't it? Anyway. No shade to Jesus, because you gonna find me in 2 seconds talking praises about Jesus. Right? Because cross, baby. The cross. The cross. Read the poems of Enheduanna, nigga, and understand how motherfucking Jesus came and took his place at the motherfucking cross where King Solomon was getting his power from. Hello? Somebody? Hello? Fuck. Why? At certain points when you be like, nah, fuck that Jesus legacy, it's gonna come and smack your ass right in the face. And be like, you can't fuck me, bitch. Right? And it sounds like, and feels like I've been drinking some Jesus juice and tried to come. Why does that happen? Why the fuck the hallucinations, and especially at this level, when you stop drinking the Jesus juice? Or when you adjust the fucking Jesus juice you drinking. But it's not, I can't speak for everybody. And also it happens to people throughout different cultures as well. It's not just happening to black people. It's not just happening to Spanish people. We're not just talking about and targeting white people, nor should we be. You know what I mean? It should be spread. And I feel like it's mostly spread through the initial hex and through the initial slight and robbery of the covenant. And I'm not talking about two different things. I am not talking about two different things. I'm talking about the same thing. Okay? I really want to smack a bitch named Maggie. I really do. I want to punch a bitch named Cheryl in her fucking face. I fucking, that last one, that was with all due respect, right? That was with all due respect. Now I want to punch you in your fucking face. Now I want to disrespect you. All the other shit was real. It takes me a long time to get to this point with somebody else. And if it takes me a short time, because you did a lot within that short time. You did a lot within that short time, Maggie. Did a lot within that short time, my love. Like, bitches like you should really get clipped the fuck out of reality for real. And I'm not even fucking playing a little bit. And I feel like I need to be making these videos now specifically because witchcraft is becoming more prevalent. And there was, like I said, a slight against certain people in their grand entrance into society. And I believe that is specifically into making a cultural identity for themselves, which is why the goddess was hexed rather than the people, right? And then you had to dismantle, like kingdoms couldn't even form or stay formed because of this thing right here. But anyway, I am going to make a whole video, like fully expressing myself, and expressing my theories and about what the fuck this really is, right? Where's my book? Right? And go over the poems of Enheduanna and my personal understandings of what it means and what it was and what the fuck happened. Okay? But yeah, thanks if you listened. I know it was real chaotic, but thanks for listening if you did. See me next time. Come see me again.